yesterday before we both went on the air for our respective shows and said you might go 0 for 32 in your mock draft. Have you seen anything like this year?
I really haven't, and every year I feel like the mock draft is going to be tough anyway. But this year, for a couple of reasons, I think one is that I've never seen so much medical concern, recent surgeries, guys that didn't work out, and also character guys. So that's the first piece of it, the medical and the character. The second piece of it is I think from about picks 10 through 50 are very similar players. And I've talked to most of the GMs and coaches in the league over the last week or two, and every single one of them are like, I want to trade back because 38 might be as good as 18. And I've never seen anything like it because of the combination of those three things, medical, character, and just the depth at each position.
So what makes you think it is going to be Garrett tonight, Mike?
I think he's the best football player in this draft. I think he fits what Greg Williams wants to do defensively. I think you can pair him with Emmanuel Ogbah, and all of a sudden you've got a semblance of an outside pass rush in Cleveland. And I think the biggest mistake we make as a league is we reach for certain players, particularly at the quarterback position. And I'm going to give you a number we're going to use tonight, Rich, okay, just to give you a little precursor. But there's been 26 first-round quarterbacks drafted in the last 10 years. Let's forget the last 2 years because it's not fair to them yet. But take the previous 8 years, 07 to 14. 21 first-round quarterbacks. 4 of them are franchise quarterbacks in my mind. Matt Ryan, Stafford, Newton, and Luck. 8 of them are out of the league. So you've got twice as good an opportunity to take a first-round quarterback and have him out of the league in 5 years as you do drafting a franchise quarterback. And we further exaggerate that by reaching for these kids. So I think this is the perfect draft to remind people that I think we're going to see some teams reaching, and I don't think any of these kids are ready to play yet.
So would you consider Trubisky a reach in the manner that you predicted in your mock draft that sounds quite realistic, that the Browns trade up from 12 to go get Trubisky at 5? And by that I mean the fact that last year might have been the year for them to get the quarterback, and with Hugh Jackson maybe having only one more year left, needing to attach himself to the hip of a quarterback right now. And Trubisky in the last 10 drafts, here's another thing I'll be mentioning tonight. I might as well go tit for tat. Trubisky in the last 10 drafts, nobody entered the National Football League in the first round with fewer starts in college than Trubisky, although he's got one fewer career start than Cam Newton, and that didn't matter, obviously, when he came into the pros. What do you think, Mike?
Well, Cam Newton played at Blinn Junior College. At least he played more college snaps. So it's an interesting conversation, but for me, I think Trubisky's ceiling, if the best he can be, I think is, say, Jimmy Garoppolo, and I think that's a really nice comp for him. I think, and it's a compliment to him. But Garoppolo was a second-round pick, which is where he should have gone. At the end of the day, Rich, it doesn't matter if he turns into what the Browns want him to be. It doesn't matter whether you take him 1, 5, 12, or 50. If you get him and he's your guy and he turns in what you want, nobody will criticize you. The problem is if he's not who you think he is and flames out, you're getting fired anyway. So, from my perspective, we just keep continuing to push these kids up, and I think we have unrealistic expectations for what they can be.
The Rich Eisen Show, weekdays at noon Eastern on Audience.